All right, grip strength, Bob. It's one of those things that everyone can benefit from, whether you're in an activity, a sport, or just at home trying to open up a jar of pickles.
Absolutely.
So, how can you get stronger wrist grip strength without buying a bunch of fancy stuff?
Do you know?
Yeah, we're going to show these people. So, hold on just 1 second and a little bit more.
Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Okay, so for the first device, you just grab some things. Hopefully, I think most people will have these around the house, or you'll be able to
Whiskey jug.
a whiskey jug, yeah. Well, actually, in Wisconsin, you take a milk jug, empty one. Anything that you can add some liquid
dairy
in.
state.
Yep. You're going to take a rope of some sort, something that can hold some weight,
Right.
and then you can use a piece of doweling or PVC pipe, which I have here, and we're going to make a real functional grip strengthening device. So in this case, I'm going to tie the rope to the handle like we have here. I'm going to add water, and actually I like to put a line there so you know where you started.
Sure.
So that's how much water I want in there so that when I do the exercise I get fatigued. All right? Now, the next thing is if you got some doweling or piece of PVC pipe like I have here, there's two options. You can just wrap it around and tape on the rope tightly, and then you start to wind it up and
Duct tape.
actually, I'm using painter's tape, but you can use duct tape, yep. And what you do is you get it wound up enough where really the tape's not holding it, it's the resistance of the string. The other idea is if you got a drill handy, you can drill a hole in there and put this,
knot.
Yep, and tie a knot on there. Either way, do what you'd like to do, but get it fastened. And it should be about an inch and a half in diameter. Don't get too small, it will not be good.
Or too big.
Yep. So that's a good size. Usually if you go like this with your fingers, that's the diameter that you want right there, close to it. There's no exact science needed. So you're going to start like this, and here comes the jug, the milk jug, and you work it, and you
Shoulders up.
yeah, and you don't have to, we're not strengthening the shoulders. If you want to bring it down like this,
Sure.
If you wanted to, you could do it like this. Functionally, you're probably going to be turning something with your arms out anyways. So bring it in, good posture, and you go up and down, 5 repetitions, up to 10 repetitions. If you're getting up and down 10, it's time to add more water. Add more water again, draw the line. And my wrists are starting to get fatigued already. You feel them burning in here, it's
And
good.
the forearm.
Yep, forearm, wrist, and you get some grip strength. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Now, the next thing we want to work about, so you're working this motion, we need to work this motion is really critical, and this way. So I'll show you how to do that in a second. All right, phase 2 of strengthening those wrists is we need to get some pronation and supination. Palm up is supination, pronation down. That motion is used all the time. We need to get it stronger. A simple way to do it is if you happen to have a hammer at home or a stick.
Or a stick.
Right, and it can be a broomstick, it can be a mop, it can be a booyah stick. I'm going to start out with a hammer, and the size of the hammer varies depending on how strong your wrist is to start with. But the beauty of using a hammer is we're just going to go like this. Now, if I move the head of the hammer here, it's quite easy.
Easier.
As you get stronger, 10 times. I like 10 for this. We're going to go up a little higher. Go to here. Take your time. We're not flipping this around. It's over here, over here. And notice my forearm is on a table. I'm not allowing this kind of motion. It's strictly rotation. Put your hand here and keep it steady. Starting to feel good there, but let's see, that hammer's not good enough. You may want to go to a bigger hammer. This is actually has lead in it. It's a dead blow, and we work it like that.
This?
Yeah, and lots of lead up in that space, and work that. And I can definitely feel that. I wouldn't do more than this. However, for those real strong people, you can use. There you go, and work that. Now, Bob's doing it with the arm up in the air, which is a fine way to do it. He's getting some shoulder strength. If you want to do it the way I'm doing it to isolate the wrist, that's fine too. Again, in the middle, it's very simple. And then if you work your way up, oh, yeah.
Struggle.
Yeah, that's a little more than I would want. So
There we go.
there you go. We don't want to forget radial deviation, forearm down on your leg, if you will, or a table, and simply this motion. Really important, little motion, but don't forget it. It helps. Now, the next thing I do want to talk about is if you do want to spend a little money, this is a device I personally use. Bob, you've been using this? It's actually invented by a rock climber, a mountain climber, to work his grip strength. It's got resistance bands here, which is really nice. There's 4 of them. You put them under your feet like this, and then you put it on your forearms on your thighs, just like we're doing with the hammer.
Start with less.
Yep. And we go like this. And I usually do it with my shoes on. It works a little bit better, but you can go barefoot and work it like that. If it's too strong, then you simply take off a couple loops. So I'll do mine with all the resistance this way, and then when I do the extension, the wrist extension, I have to go just down to 2. If you wanted, you can go to 1 and put it around your feet like this. So there's a lot of variation. And then for the radial deviation, thumbs up and work it like that. Yeah, it's the only thing like it. It's a unique device if you're interested in something like that.
Great, works well.
The other thing that you really want to focus on to get maximum strength with your grip is your finger grip and strength. What works really well, and these, I couldn't really come up with anything without buying something that works as well as this, and this is a really cost-effective unit. Is one of these, gripper strength. You may have one already.
And you can set the tension.
Yep, this one you vary the resistance with this thumb screw. And actually this has got a nice little
counter.
Digital counter, which is really nice. So you don't have to count. You got to squeeze all the way in until it makes contact, so it forces you to do a proper and full grip. There's some other devices that come with this, and this is only like 20-some bucks, I think. Yeah, individual. If you have, like if you're rehabbing and one of your fingers or 2 of your fingers are weak, you can work individual strength, which is a big advantage, particularly for rehab or
play the trumpet.
Yeah, if you're playing the trumpet. And then this is a nice little device. You can use clay, but this works nice. There's resistance this way. If you turn it 90 degrees, there's actually more resistance. You can work individual fingers on that. And then there's the little egg. And that's just nice for rolling. You know, again, you can find balls, you know, that are soft and squishy that will work as well.
You want to mention that?
This is a device that is nice. You can use a rubber band to put around your fingers. This happens to work a lot nicer. You put it in your fingers like so, and simply open up your fingers, because opening up your grip is equally as important, particularly with this motion. So a few things, again, most of the things you already have for the big strengthening. For some details or some specifics, there's a couple items we had to offer. Bob, what have you to say?
I have nothing to say.
Say no more, Bob. That's why it all comes together. It all works out. So strengthen your wrist, be happy, and be careful.